All right. Welcome back to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
Yeah.
This is ya boy, Kyle Ruff, sitting here with my fellow boys.
Why do we gotta be boys? Can we be men?
What
Yes.
if we're boys too, man?
You're
No,
also-
I just want to be born a man,
You-
and that's it. Could be born with a 5 o'clock shadow, straight up.
Yeah, I skipped the boy stage real early.
Already a man.
You Thanks for listening. We appreciate it yet again. Just a quick shout out, some things to talk about. We just wrapped up. Well, we just got the video of our Chief Theater show, and I'm going to put that on the YouTube soon. And we're also going to do a podcast and talk about how that went very soon as well. How'd you guys think it went?
The Chief Theater show?
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the hardest shows I've ever had to do. Just be frank about that. That being said, I feel like it was also one of my better shows I've done.
Why do you think why was it one of the harder ones?
For me, it was the lights. Those are some real stage lights. I've never had to deal with real stage lights.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a no bullshit stage. It was a
Yeah,
big stage.
exactly. So, like, that being said, I usually have a tactic I do. Like, I look at somebody like that I know in the crowd, and I just really talk to them. I don't really talk to the whole crowd. I just talk to them. But
Right.
I couldn't see anybody. So I just had to, I could just hear Kendar in the background, saying shit, you laughing and doing, so I could hear my friends. I couldn't see them. So I just kind of did comedy via echolocation. I just talked to those areas, I couldn't see them, so I just had to listen for them.
Yeah,
So.
he quite literally. Miles was up there and the audience was like, "What?" and that's how I knew where they were.
Yeah. But enough about me. Let's talk about Kyle, dude. This is actually this is a podcast not on anybody but Kyle. We're gonna give you the spotlight today.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
guys.
we're throwing you in the mix, dude.
Oh,
right in
yeah.
that KitchenAid, baby.
Right.
All
in
right,
the
cool. Well,
KitchenAid.
I'll just hand over the reins to you guys, and you
All
just
right. Yeah.
fire them at me.
Yeah.
Fire him.
Dude,
I'm throwing fastballs all night, baby.
It's gonna be like
I'm just gonna get hit by pitches and take bases.
Yeah, you're taking balls, dude. You're taking balls.
Deep balls.
Man. Well, so what actually brought you into comedy? Where did you get the inspiration to actually get on a mic?
My whole life I was kind of like the silly, funny kid, which came from a combination of influences, I think, from my dad and also Jim Carrey.
How many times did you watch The Mask?
Dude, well, no, it was, so this is a true story. When I was in second grade, okay, Ace Ventura: When Nature Called just came out, right? Which
Is that the second one?
Yes.
Second one's
Which-
always better.
Oh, it's the best. That one, it's interesting if you look it up, because I didn't realize that. Those movies came out 13 months or 11 months apart.
I think it was 94, 95 or something.
Yeah, it was
93,
so
94.
quick. And I think it's because they did the first one, they realized it was great. And they're like, look, we can make this more family friendly and more marketable of just him being completely goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the first one has a lot of sexual references and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Big time. And the second one is more him just fighting alligators and talking out of his ass and doing things like that.
Yeah.
So speaking of which,
Oh God.
this was my
segue.
segue. So this is my favorite movie. And when I was in second grade, I was on the playground. And I watched this movie probably once a week for a really long time. I don't know, probably 50 times. And I went on the playgrounds and I went on top of the monkey bars and I stood on top of the monkey bars and I did that scene where he's like, "Animals of the jungle, lend me your rears." And he's like, oh, out of his butt. And this fucking kid, for some reason, decided to go and tell the teacher that I was talking out of my butt on the playground.
You can't do it bare ass.
Well, I wish I wish it was legendary enough that I could be like, yeah, I pulled my dick out for all this kids. No, I did through the pants. OTP, over the pants. And
I'm wearing an OTP shirt right now.
and over the pants shirt.
Over the pants.
It's a really long shirt. It covers all of his pants.
All of my pants. I'm Winnie the Poohing actually right now. I'm not wearing any pants, just this really long T-shirt.
Just doing the Donald Duck.
Donald Duck, Winnie the Pooh.
But so yeah, they told the teacher, and the teacher for some reason told my parents about this non-issue, and my punishment was I wasn't allowed to watch Ace Ventura for a year.
A year.
Oh.
A year. They didn't say forever. They're like a year, man.
How devastated were you?
Dude, so devastated. I can't even explain how devastated I was. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
It's like you should have a G.I. Joe at that point in your life, and that's what you're attached to.
No.
Nope, it was Ace Ventura.
Ace
when
Ventura
nature
when
calls.
nature calls. Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know. I just always like kind of being the silly kid, and that's as like always like the smallest kid on the playground or the middle school or whatever. I adapted by being witty and shitting on my enemies with insults.
Right? Yeah, I had to do that, but it was the reverse. You know, I was just like the weird fat guy. You know, but once the term in middle school for me was janking. You know,
Janking. What does that mean?
janking is
The
when you
fuck is that?
janking is when you jank somebody. You've never
Like
been
you
janked.
played Jenga with them, and
No,
You
no.
were-
To jank really meant to like
You
to
pulled their
burn them,
Jenga
to
jeans
like
out.
roast them, to just
Oh.
like tear, like you know.
so to make fun of someone.
Yeah,
You
you know,
jank 'em.
your mama
in
jokes.
Alabama.
Yeah, well, dude, actually, like
It was started by Leroy
what-
Jenkins.
What did you do over there, mate? I janked him.
I
I
janked
janked the shit out of him. Yeah,
That boy
I
thinks
told him
he's-
I told him he got his shoes at Walmart. Oh, I
Oh,
janked
you
him.
janked him good.
You janked him real good. Yeah. Well, janking started. Yeah, and I just, you know, I one day I just said, you know what, like that joke was stupid. Like I'm gonna tell my own joke, and then yeah, you know,
There you go.
there you go.
Now you're just janking the whole world.
Now I jank the world. Oh
So-
man, that's gonna be the name of my rap album. Jank the world.
Jank the world.
Drop in 2019, coming hot.
Yeah.
Styles Manchez. Jank
Look
the
out.
world.
Look out. Bars.
So, like we've known each other for a while.
Yep.
Obviously, I know you love Farley.
Farley's the best.
I mean, come you got to tell me that most of because you're a pretty animated person.
Yeah.
You got to tell me that came from Farley.
Oh, yes.
Or
yeah.
I guess and
Well, I
Jim
mean,
Carrey, but
Yeah, it was a Carrie and Farley and Mike Myers are like my three all-time
Ooh.
I can
funny
see that.
dudes. Yeah.
The trifecta right there.
Yeah. God, I love Farley
that's
so
three
much.
physical dudes, man. I mean, that
Mhm.
was like that's all their shtick, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Carrey's got the faces.
Mm-hmm.
Farley just can fall down and just be hilarious.
Just go through a wall.
Just the way he moves is just
Right.
like everything is funny. And then-
Everything he does, I could like have him make me a sandwich, and I would just watch and laugh.
And yeah, you'd be on the floor.
He'd
pissing
be
your
the
pants.
best. Probably because he wouldn't be able. He'd like actually like hurt himself with like a butter knife and be like, "Oh God,
What did you do?
I'm such a failure."
And he just smashes the butter a couple times. and-
Okay, so your trifecta is Farley, Carey, and Myers, correct?
As far as like influences on me, yes.
Okay, all right, here's a deeper question. Are you ready to go
God.
deep?
Oh yeah.
All right, so those are the comedians that you like, but who do you think, give me three of comedians that I guess that people say you relate to most? I guess, like, what does your comedy actually sound like? Because, I mean, prime I don't know. Maybe this is too deep. I don't know. Does the question make sense?
You're trying to say like who?
like who inspired? What?
No,
stand-up
not who
comedians?
inspires you, but
It's like who do I model my game after? Kind of thing.
yeah, sure. But be honest about there's people that I've never heard like I guess Dom told me I sounded like Kinnison. I'll be honest, I never heard of Kinnison before.
Oh,
I was like,
dude.
holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no. So I looked him up immediately. I was like, oh my god, I Kinnison the fuck out of that.
Well, he had Kinnison was really prolific. Thank you, words.
Yeah.
But
Words.
he kind of had a short run because he fucking died, like so
Yeah.
many people do.
No short run, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So he had like maybe I don't know, like a 3 or 4 year run where he was real big, and then he killed himself.
Well, he was prolific. Like Tupac was prolific. Like Tupac only put out so much music, but he made his staple.
But he left
or
his-
put his
yeah.
staple on the world.
Mhm.
That same thing with Kinnison in comedy. I mean, he's always in the mix when you're talking about greats.
Right. I mean, you hear like Rogan talk about this. Shout out Joe Rogan. He listens to the podcast.
Yeah, totally.
He always says that he thinks he's the best ever, but only for like a year stretch.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
which he's not. He's not really my style. I like the more insightful types, like a Stanhope or a Carlin
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
thing like that.
Definitely.
Whereas Kinnison was more just like over the top, fucking wild man style. You know.
Yeah. I like the wild man, but I like observational humor
Yeah.
personally myself. Stuff you just notice from the side, but I
Like-
tend to do that. Like I'll observe and then I'll yell.
Like what? I feel like there's different styles of that. You talk like Lewis Black style,
Oh, I love Lewis Black style.
because like you
I
have
can
Lewis
see
Black.
you being Lewis Black. Yeah.
Lewis Black is like super observational, definitely political, and then you have Stanhope, who's just fucking outrageous, but also very observational at the same time.
Yes.
There's
He's observational, but from like a whole different standpoint of like, I noticed this, and also I'm a piece of shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where you got your last bit from? I know the Barley Show. I don't know if we got it on recording, but your last bit was talking about being in the gym.
Oh.
Like I observed that, and I'm a piece of shit. Like,
Kind of. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna redo that one for the next show. That was I just wrote that down that day, and I was like, this is good, but I didn't. It's coming soon to a Butcher Knife brewery near you, I think.
Ooh, you might get to hear a demo of his new joke.
Well, so going back to Miles' question though, like who do you think? Like who do
I don't
you
know,
think your
dude.
style is like?
I don't think about it that way.
No.
I don't know. I just write down the way I want to say things, and I just do it. I don't know. What do you guys think I sound like, or who do I compare to anybody? I don't know.
I mean, you're definitely. I think you're a storyteller for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely the style.
At my root, I think that's more my style. I'm not like a one-liner type of dude.
Yeah, no, not at all. And not to say you can't write a one-liner, but like that's. I feel like you have a much better time, or a much easier time writing a joke that's a story and then turning it funny.
Right.
Like that's more natural. It seems like.
Yeah, that's for me. I'll write out a story or a thought, and as I'm writing it, like as if we were riffing with each other.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like think of something like "Hut," and I'll just sprinkle it in there.
Yeah.
Zinger! Whoa! I janked him. And I'll write it
dude, you can't turn that back. Come on.
janking callback.
It's
Knock
a
it
nice
out.
callback.
It is a good callback, but it's mine.
I don't know. I mean, I think like Segura's a great storyteller. So I think you have like essence of that.
Mm.
You'll kind of go off. Like you'll go off subject, not in a bad way, just like in a way I wouldn't expect sometimes,
Uh-huh.
which is what Segura does. So I guess that's like the only thing I could compare it to. I'm not gonna say it's like exactly the same, but it's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. I really like Segura.
Yeah.
You might hate me for this, but as far as I guess shorter man stature goes, I feel like you kind of have a lot of. You said essence, and I think like charisma as well. Kind of that of like maybe Aziz Ansari a little bit, not full retard with it, but like
Oh yeah. I see what
like
you're
a
saying
little
now.
sprinkle of it. I'm not comparing it, like but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, okay, yeah. I
Well,
guess
like
so.
actually, a good example of that is at the last Barley when you like got on the couch and were showing how like basically how a girl would work out in a shitty way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like thrusting your legs in the air and shit. That's
Yeah.
definitely got essence.
I
of
like
that.
throwing my body around just because it's more fun for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh no, it's fun for everyone.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
I did that I have that one, but I've done a bunch of times about doing like video chat sex
Yeah.
and like holding it and like how ridiculous you look. And the last time I threw that out there just kind of at an open mic, and I really gave it like like shaking around.
When you were shaking and shit and like really fucking cranking it out, I definitely saw the difference in that. That was
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
That's the way I would prefer
I
to do
could
that,
visually hear what it would sound like just from watching you do it. Like
to watch me masturbate.
yeah.
Well, like, yeah, I guess the looks on your face, you were very realistic. I believed him. I was like, that's
You've
what
all
he
seen
looked.
my O face.
I hope that is not realistic. That was scary.
He sold it to me. I'm like, that's what it looks like when Kyle masturbates and/or has phone sex. Like, it's exactly like that.
It's not far off.
If that's just phone sex, it's even weirder.
It's right.
Not even FaceTime sex, just phone sex.
Yeah, right. I just do it in front of the mirror so only I can see.
Yeah, you still hold the phone up like you're on FaceTime,
Yeah, right.
but like
But the phone's off and no one's on there.
yeah. You're just practicing
Yeah,
for whenever
right.
it might happen
Just
next.
for,
You know.
once you start doing that, you can't just regular masturbate anymore. You gotta-
This is gonna look so awesome when I finally do it.
And you're
It's-
you're just like, oh, this is for me.
right? It's like American Psycho when he's in the mirror
Oh
flexing.
Yeah, flexing. Yeah.
That's me,
No, it's
but by myself.
American masturbator.
pretty goddamn weird.
It's pretty goddamn weird. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think, and I honestly don't like watching a lot of other comedy that much because I don't want to feel. I'm afraid that I'll
Me
pick up
too,
on people,
actually.
and I'm afraid I'll take people's material. So I'll sparingly watch people that I know and trust. But I'm not just gonna get on Netflix and just watch some random
I
guy.
actually am been a lot happier with myself recently not getting on Netflix. Like I've noticed that. Like
It's
Netflix.
easy to burn time on there, man.
Well,
I'm the
the thing
opposite
the
of you
thing
guys.
is I noticed on Netflix it's just so saturated with like stand up comedy, and
it
it's
really
just,
is,
and
which
to
is
the-
cool for like opportunities for people.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
it is. But like exactly.
Shout
what
out to our sponsor, Netflix.
Yeah, but it's
Woo woo.
exactly what you're saying though. It's like I don't want to pick up anything that like
Right.
if I haven't heard it, I can't
exactly.
plagiarize it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
so-
I do, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing, but I avoid it for that reason.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite of you guys because I definitely I watch stand up because it helps me. Like, I'm a visual learner very much. So, like, it's not that, I am afraid of stealing people's bits and stuff or like stealing premises or whatever. I never want to copy anyone. That's not the aim. But it, like, I can listen to how a joke was put together and then just like, oh, I could do this next time with a bit or something. You know what I mean? Like, I take it and use it as a tool, I don't copy it. It's just a tool.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's not a bad idea to just see how other people present things and be like, okay, that's maybe an option I didn't think about before.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, I don't think of myself as being like a character. I've never like, there's some people who are like really easy to like do imitations of because they have like certain mannerisms that they go to all the time and things like that. Yeah, I try not to do the same shit just in general. I don't know, in like life, I guess. I don't know.
I
it's
feel
kinda
you.
weird.
But I was trying to think, like, I was like, how can I imitate Kyle? And the only way I can imitate you is like, we're the best. And that's like that's
that's the go-to.
that's like my only Kyle impression, and that's only about when you're talking about Ragnars. Like
Yeah,
that's
that-
the only
that's
impression
right.
I can do of you.
That's just me talking shit about work
Yeah.
because we work in a weird spot where we all are one like umbrella company, but there's a lot of different spots under that. So like I work at one restaurant of like 8, and so I like to talk shit to the other ones.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Naturally.
it's literally like
We are the best.
Oh God.
Got the numbers to prove it, baby.
I have the best rental shop. So
That's
Shut
true.
up, dude. No one cares. I mean, it's like only the lifeblood of like this whole mountain. Whatever.
hey, you know what? I make people happy with skis and snowboards.
Yeah, I mean it is a ski and snowboard town.
Hey,
So
shove them up their ass.
right up there.
Right up my fucking ass.
But yeah, I don't know. So that's just kind of my thing on that. I don't try to compare myself to other people on purpose.
That's good though. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
that's gonna give you a good sense of what you actually are.
Yeah, because I mean, you want to come at things with a
Kyle
unique
Ruff.
style. Come a fucking rough.
I mean, it's so shitty. Like when you go to a comedy show and you see someone that's biting someone's act, and you're just like, dude, I know where
Oh
you got
yeah.
this.
And well, there's certain people too. Like I've heard other people talk about it. Like Attell. If you watch too much Dave Attell, you're gonna start doing Dave Attell. It's
Yeah.
like a hard not to.
Yeah, especially if you have like slightly that mindset.
Right, which I
To start
kind of
with.
do. Attell and I have the same kind of sarcastic root. I don't know. Maybe that's reaching. Maybe that's just what I want to hear because I love Dave Attell.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see what you're saying in certain aspects of life. I just don't see it in your comedy, though.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
And there's also it's like a little bit different. I don't try to like I don't have like a persona when I go on stage, but I'm sure that the way I do things on stage is different than how I am when you're
And that's a really awkward.
watching me jerk off.
That
or
is
me
like
talking to me.
I'd hope.
Speaking of awkward stuff, it is awkward though when you can clearly tell like when someone is up like doing stand up and like their bit is ripped because it's at that point like, and you see them do it like a week after week and you're just like, what do you tell them like? What do you do at that point?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's-
I say let it fly.
I mean, but that's the most neutral move to make because it's like people are gonna find out. I mean, eventually.
Yeah,
like-
and it's also if people are laughing, you don't want to ruin their experience. It's not like if someone's
Yeah.
ripping off bits, I'm not going to stand up and be like, "Don't listen to this man, he's a liar."
yeah,
But I'm
of
also
course.
I'm not going to be like, "Hey, let's go on tour and you should go on the road with me and take this around because then
Yeah.
people are going to find out." You can get away with that shit at open mics for a minute, but that's if you want to progress past that, which is what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
can't really do it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. So, actually, that's kind of a good segue. Where do you see yourself going with this? I mean, do you want to become a road comic?
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, what's kind of what's the next step? Or not even next step, but like what do you feel like your progression is going to be over the next however long?
Uh-oh. I think there's a dog coming in.
Oh.
Hey.
Sup?
Let's give this a pause. Oh, hello. And we're back. All right, so we took a brief pause to eat cheeseburgers and say hello to Kendra Ruth. Say hello.
Hello. I'm literally sweating from eating the tater tachos so fast.
You got the potato sweats?
But
The
I'm
potato
happy to be.
sweats.
I have potato sweats. Classic Irish gal. That's what can I say?
Gross.
What can I say? The potatoes. No, I'm happy to be here. And what are we talking about?
What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about something really important.
Kyle,
Me.
Yes,
Oh.
we're talking about Kyle tonight.
the White
Perfect.
Ranger of Steamboat Comedy.
Heard that.
To jump back in, I think we were talking about what your progression with the whole stand-up deal is.
Like, where do I see myself in X years or whatever?
Yeah, sure. Like, I mean, what's
Let's do 1 year, 5 year, and 10 years.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well. Well, we're trying to make moves with this group, and I'd like to, in the next year, keep trying to push out content and show that we are funny people and that we are, I don't know, worth booking,
Yeah.
perhaps? Sure. That's a good phraseology.
Putting it out there.
We're just fucking whipping it out, dude, for the whole world to see.
Watch me whip it. Watch me book it.
Nailed it.
Bars.
But no, really, I mean, I think we got a group of funny people in this town,
I
and
agree.
we've been doing very well so far. And so many people now. If you look at some of the young, up and coming kind of people on the comedy scene, like the new people on Saturday Night Live,
Like Kyle Ruff.
like Kyle Ruff, no big deal,
Who's she?
or like, yeah, Kylie
yeah,
Kylie Marie Ruff.
Right? Yeah, that girl that I fit for skis 2 years ago.
That's right. Yes, no, that's a true story.
Yeah, true story. I remember that girl. This little girl walked in. She's like 9 years old. I get her paperwork. She's like, "Yeah, I want skis," and I was like, "All right, hon, pop up." And then I look at her name. I was like, Kylie Ruff. I was like, "No way."
Yeah.
I sent literally when I sent you that picture is
Amazing.
right when I took it.
I wanted to go like meet her and be
Immediately.
like, "We're best friends now.
Yeah.
You have no choice."
And then her parents are like, "Stay away from the man with the mustache, honey."
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah. Like, ooh, I've seen To Catch a Predator.
Weirdo.
How did you lure us here?
Well, she was a little black girl, right?
Yeah. Yeah. she
Okay,
was.
well, I'm just saying, I'm not.
They're especially gonna be like, stay away from
Yeah,
this
stay
tiny
away
little
from the
mustache
crazy
man.
white man. But no, I was just saying the only people I've met who are named Ruff that I'm not directly related to are all black.
Oh.
Really?
X gonna give it to you.
Rough gonna give it to. Oh, dude, Rough Riders anthem.
Oh,
Sorry.
Rough Riders. Hey.
Stop.
Bum, bum,
Stop.
bum, 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 bum. I'm not gonna get into it, but anyways,
This right here.
as you were saying, I have a question for you as
Okay.
far as like the progression of your comedy goes, and like the 1 year of like hoping that we get booked for things. Well, from me to you, just having a conversation, not even a question, it's been quite a learning curve for us managing
Sure.
a comedy group. And
Yeah. We kind of,
What
the
have
two of
you
us do most of the like
learned
behind
from
the scenes
it?
stuff.
Like what
Yeah.
are some of the things you've taken most from that, or what you want to implement for the future for anyone who's thinking about starting up a comedy group for their own little town?
Well, I don't know. I don't want this to sound shitty, but it might a little bit.
Please.
I'm not.
Make
I'm
it
not. I'm
shitty.
not.
Truth
I'm looking at you
hurts.
because you guys are a piece of shit, but I don't mean you. But one thing, and it's something I've kind of learned, just like management or just work in general. It's like, man, if you want to accomplish something, you can't sit back and rely on other people. You got to go out and do it.
Mhm.
You got to do it yourself. And
Big
that's
time.
kind of like, there's been a lot of things in the last year. I mean, we've recorded, what, 15 podcasts?
Give or take.
How many do we have on the internet?
Like
Like
five.
five.
This is
four.
number 5.
This will be 5.
Yeah, and I basically was like, shit's not going the way I want it to. I'm just gonna get it done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put in the work.
Yeah.
So like if you
It's just putting in the work.
it's putting in the work, and it's also not leaning into like excuses. If you want to get something done, just do it, and don't be like, oh well, I wanted
your
to,
whole
but this
life.
didn't work. Yeah, sure.
Right.
For everything.
Yes, my name is Tony Robbins, and this is my podcast about how to get shit done.
God,
it's pretty easy.
Transform that quick.
Get your ass off the cloth.
Yeah,
This is actually a self-help podcast now, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I just think that's so 5 years from now, where would you like to be? What are your dreams and aspirations?
Aspirations.
Aspirations.
I mean, I'd like to. That was fucking wet.
Yeah, dude.
That was sloppy. Super moist.
Excuse me, sir.
That Alabama moisture coming through.
100% humidity.
Okay.
Man.
But no, I'd like to build this brand as much as we can, put out as much content as
Build
we
that
can.
brand.
Build
that
the brand. Keep
Build
the
that
Mexicans
brand.
out. Wait,
Wait.
keep
Tater
Russell
tot.
Brand out.
Yeah, that's what I meant. What did you hear?
Yeah, we're gonna keep those
That's
goddamn.
what I heard.
What do you call British people? Like, if Canadians are snow
Red
Mexicans,
coats?
is Russell Brand like an island Mexican?
Red
They're all
coats?
Mexicans.
No.
Yeah, I was
They're
gonna,
not from
anyone
here,
that's
they're
South
Mexican.
America is
Yeah.
fucking Mexican.
Are you American or are you Mexican?
I feel really outnumbered right now because
You're
literally all my
Mexican?
other white Mexicans aren't here right now to help. Like,
Oh.
if-
We do
True.
have a Sanchez and a Martinez who hang
Anna
out with us.
Garcia.
Anna
Garcia.
Anna Garcia, that's right.
And they're all white.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah, no, I'm
Anyways.
basically the plan is I
Building
want
the
to
brand.
Build a brand.
I want to make a bunch of shit, put it out there, and then I could either hopefully make enough connections where I could go on the road with somebody, or maybe the Steamboat Comedy Group. But so I mean, like we could go on the road or something like that, or worst case, I could go move somewhere like a bigger kind of town, like a city or something, where they actually like
Like
put
a
out
bigger
media.
town, like a city?
A place
wow.
like- yeah.
What
What do you
a
call a
concept.
town?
That's like bigger than like a town.
Not as
A
much
state.
as like well,
Not-
smaller than a state,
a county.
but no, it's a little smaller than a county.
Iran.
But like big still.
So I want to go to Iran, and I'm
So
going
and
to.
do-
We're gonna be
comedy.
the first American comic to ever
Exactly.
do shit in Iran.
And I'm like, what's the deal with jihad? And then they'll kill me.
And then they're yeah,
You
you're
know?
dead.
It'll be like Bob Hope, like for the troops, but there'll be no troops. They'll just get killed.
Yeah.
I'm actually be like, hey guys.
No, they'll be troops. They're just called insurgents.
Depends on how you define troops. But again, like to my point, like so, like someone like Kyle Mooney was on SNL. Him and his buddies, they just made a YouTube
Yeah.
channel and made a
Yeah.
bunch
Yeah.
of skits. This is how the shit. Those guys from
It's
Workaholics,
true.
they made a bunch of sketches and did some
Let's just
stand up.
keep being
Oh, yeah,
fucking
I forgot
weird.
about
So
that.
like we could go to someone at some point in time and be like, look, we're this prolific comedy group, and they'll be like, prove it. And I'll be like, here, look at my 80 podcasts and my
mean-
40 YouTube videos and my
Yeah.
80 recordings of stand up.
That's how it's going nowadays too.
Yeah.
Like I forget who I was listening to. It was another
Yeah,
podcast
proof.
with comedians, but it was talking about how the future of comedy is from the internet. It's what you see on the internet.
Yeah.
Those are going to be like it's
It's
already happening.
grassroots stuff.
Trevor
Well,
Wallace
Yep.
is like
Yeah.
the ultimate example.
100%.
That dude does stand up now. Like he does all those like bro videos and Kyle videos or whatever.
Yeah, fucker.
Yeah. Along with fucking Churdley. Like those dudes just do
Sure.
stand up when they're not making videos.
So we just got to get as much content out there as we can to be
Yeah.
like have things to point to.
Yeah.
So that's where I
I think
see it.
mud season's going to be really good for that. Like when everyone kind of slows down a little bit, we have a little bit more time because like the seasonal thing here is hard.
Mhm.
It's
Oh, it's
like
rough for
we're-
It's there are points in the year where it's like a grind for all of us,
Yeah.
and then there's points in the year where we're not doing shit,
Yeah.
Like
which we can take
anything.
advantage of. I think.
Well, how do
That's a
you
good
how do
question.
you feel about how everything's going and
I think
maybe
things are
what the
going
future
pretty well
holds?
so far. I'm hoping very soon to dedicate a lot more time to getting this kind of content out there, like we're talking about. So we're gonna keep doing it, and it's gonna be sweet. But other than that,
Shout out real quick
Yeah.
to
Butcher Knife Brewing.
God damn it! I was gonna say
for the
that.
steal.
Jeez.
Got him.
Yeah, I don't even want to say it anymore. Why don't you go ahead and finish telling?
Okay, classic Cancer move,
Yeah.
classic Libra move. So,
Always taking it.
shout out to Butcher Knife Brewing. Friday the 13th, we're going to have an amazing comedy show there. Little spooky shit to get the season started. It's going to be featuring comics Pat Triller and Mark Masters, and then your favorite local comedians here at Steamboat Springs. And it's going to be in the back room of Butcher Knife. If you guys weren't there for our last show, I was getting excited and hitting the table, everyone.
And you fired.
And job opening. If you guys weren't there for our last show, we go.
We're gonna put an
in the
Indeed
back.
listing for a new Perfect Tits McGee. Everybody, excuse me, Magoo.
Magoo.
Starting right now.
Magoo's my pants.
Ooh, coming in. But we set up this awesome, really cool vibe in the back. Put a bunch of like old rugs, lamps, set up a huge stage, and beers
Put
are
a homeless
pouring.
shelter. It's great.
Yeah, it's like a.
Dom's gonna be
makeshift-
sleeping there. It's gonna be great.
And beers are flowing, laughs are fucking going, and it's just a damn good time. $8 pre-sale at brownpaperbagtickets.com or $13 at the door
I think
Friday
it's
the
just
13th.
brown paper tickets. Is there a bag in there?
Brown paper. Oh, fuck. I was just thinking about what I was drinking out of earlier.
Again, the homeless shelter will be ready for everybody.
As
Yes.
fuck. Yeah, Steamboat's expensive. So brown paper tickets.com. And then, yeah, come see us. It's
Fuck
gonna be
yeah.
a damn good time. Sorry, Miles, I love you.
Other thing we didn't get to, I try to throw like a bit in from people every time we do one of these. Is there a Kyle Ruff bit that you guys would like me to put into the podcast that's been recorded?
Oh,
Do we have the mustache?
Like my very first one?
Yeah.
No, we don't have that.
Do we have the antelope and the gazelle and the lions?
the joke.
And the
No, but I'm saving that one for.
There's a
Okay.
joke that I actually want to buy from you. I will
Ooh.
give you 15 schmeckles, 37 woolongs, and
nerds.
I don't know,
Add 13 cramples. You got it.
13 cramples. Yeah, all of that, which is probably the equivalent of like a bag of Russ's shed hair.
And
But I
$0.50.
do want your dog joke. I want to buy your dog joke from
the
you.
dog joke is good.
Oh, with the dog joke with the
Yep.
people names.
Do the people name dog joke.
I want to steal that joke. I not
People
steal. I want to
names.
buy it from you. I want to buy it from you.
We can talk terms.
Can we talk terms? So I
Should I play that one?
I think
Play
yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
All right, I'll play
that
it.
one.
I'll play it.
And
Right. Skabell. So I've been living in Steamboat for a while now. I've done 5 winters here. This is my first summer, though. And seeing the summer crowd, you really start to get a feel for what the people, what the community is like here. And I've noticed a few things. One, Steamboat's kind of like Never Never Land because you never have to grow up. I mean, have you ever seen a town with more like 40 and 50-year-old bachelors in it than Steamboat? Like, I was talking to a buddy from work, and he's like, I'm thinking one of these days, man, I'm going to settle down, find a nice girl, maybe I'll go back to school and quit being a lifty. And it's like, that's great, Tom, but you're 47 years old. I think someday was several days ago. Other thing I noticed about Steamboat is everybody in this town has a dog. Right? Which is fine. I love dogs. Dogs are great. My name is Kyle Ruff. I mean, fucking get real. But the weird thing about everyone's dog here is everyone's dog has a human name. You notice that? These dogs are like Russ and Eddie, like George. And it's like more of a human name than the actual people here have. Like I met a guy the other day who's like, hi, my name's Dakota, and this is my dog, Steve. That's not a human, right? That's displayed. It was so great.
That was a great bit.
so funny.
That just happened.
It's worth about $15.
I don't know. I like that joke. This was worth $15.
$15, man. That's
You fucking lowball me. I gave Spencer
Lowball
20
you.
for that bullshit Pepsi Coke joke.
that is
gave him
intellectual
20?
property.
I gave him $20 on Venmo.
Well, I think.
Well, of course, Spencer
On
took
Venmo,
fucking
you
$20.
didn't
Yeah, I know,
for
and I'm
a
not as
fucking
dumb as
joke.
I'm not as dumb as Spencer. I would have been like,
You're
yeah.
dumber.
Well, no, that's
just joking.
that joke was worth $20.
Not
That's
true.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna start at like the
comparing
middle.
Pepsi to cocaine is like as old as Coca-Cola.
Pepsi and cocaine.
It's like kind of hacky. I almost feel bad that I did it
I'll
in
give
front
you
of people.
$22.50 for it.
I like
No.
it.
I don't know.
All right.
You gotta you're lowballing me.
you
We'll
just-
see.
Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.
$23.50.
I am Kendra Ruth.
Sure are.
I'm
We're saying
52.80.
goodbye.
5280 the mile.
Yeah, that's me.
Jared, say hello.
Say
At the end of
goodbye. Say bye.
Say goodbye,
And
Gerard.
how about goodbye from Jared?
Gerard.
You say goodbye. But
I say hello.
Fuck you.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Thank you guys for listening yet again. We appreciate it. Follow us on the social medias. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, babies.